My name's Steve Banshaw, and this is my search for the deadly 60. That's not animals that are dangerous to me. Get in!
But animals that are deadly in their own world.
The wildest animals, the weirdest places. And for the first time, we're finding out the challenges they face.
Oh no, look at this!
And what we can do to save them. And you're coming with me every step of the way! Sharks are crucial to my deadly 60.
This is absolute craziness!
They've sliced through my deadly ratings many a time.
Ah!
For their speed,
Oh no! He got my pole!
their weaponry, and their sheer size and power.
Right up next to me, look at this! Ah!
They're among the most spectacular predators on the planet. But they're in trouble. Each year, at least 100 million sharks are killed by people. A quarter of all sharks and rays are threatened with extinction. But why are they under threat? And what can we all do to help? For this special episode of Deadly 60, I've traveled to the Bahamas, a group of 700 islands in the Caribbean, to find out what it will take to save our sharks. This place is a shark sanctuary with all fishing of sharks completely banned. So, out there is Shark Central. We're heading out into the Big Blue. The Bahamas are one of the best places in the world to dive with sharks because they're protected by law here. They're also closely studied by scientists whose work can help me understand why sharks are under threat and what's being done about it. But I'm going to start by meeting one iconic species of shark. Over the years on Deadly, we put on the list every single one of the great sharks. We've had tigers, bulls, oceanic whitetips, and of course, great white sharks. Lots and lots of great white sharks. But there's one great shark that's missing, and today we're hoping to set that right. Diving with sharks always gets your heart racing.
Go ahead, go ahead.
And it's important to know what you're doing. I'm with a group of experts who use food as bait to attract the sharks in. And I don't have to wait long. It's a great hammerhead.
Wow! Wow! Look at the size of her! She is simply magnificent!
The great hammerhead is the largest of all the hammerhead sharks. It can grow to 6 meters long. That weird, flattened, mallet-shaped head spreads out the highly specialized electrical sensing organs. Sharks use them to find their food. Hammerheads are solitary predators. They eat a huge range of prey, from rays to octopus to smaller sharks, even other hammerheads.
There is no other animal on Earth quite like the great hammerhead shark. Nothing looks this bizarre. Right now, I think I can see 6 at one time. It's one of the oddest looking animals on the planet with that colossal head, shaking from side to side, sensing the environment around it. That hammerhead has many purposes, but mostly to spread out its super senses. It probably has the most adept electrical super sense of any shark. They've also been tear chunks out of them as they feed. The size of the dorsal fin, it's so much bigger than any other shark. Even a great white doesn't have a dorsal fin that big. The teeth are thin and needle-like. They kind of spill out the mouth. Whoa. And they're really good for catching a hold of fish.
Despite having its eyes on either side of its face, the hammerhead actually has the best all-round vision of any shark. Crucial as it lunges to catch its prey.
Whoa! Just stared straight down its throat. I've been doing this for a living for a long time now. It takes quite a lot to impress me, but I have to say, my mind is blown. By far the most extraordinary thing about what we're seeing here is that great hammerheads are an endangered species. They could easily disappear within my lifetime. And this is now the only place that you can reliably see them. Look at that.
Sharks come in all shapes and sizes. From the enormous whale shark to the highly camouflaged Australian wobbegong. They're found in seas across the planet. And even sometimes out of them, like this epaulet shark, who travels between tide pools in search of food. As predators at the top of the food chain, sharks play a crucial role in our oceans. They prey on sick and diseased animals, removing them from the environment and keeping habitats in balance. Billions of people around the world rely on the oceans for food, so it's essential we help sharks for our sake as well as theirs. Here in the Bahamas, sharks are protected, but it's not enough to just protect one tiny pocket of ocean like this. Sharks don't stay in one place, as the scientists studying these hammerheads have discovered.
So, as this shark here comes in towards us, you can see that alongside the dorsal fin is a tag. These have been placed into the animals as part of long-running studies to find out where they go. All the animals here are only here for the winter. They're migrants. Where they go to, that's the interesting bit.
One female was tagged here at Bimini. She then headed north to the coast of America before returning to the Bahamas. A journey of over 3,000 miles in less than 2 months. That's like me walking to Russia and back. Back down among the sharks, things are getting a bit intense.
Watch out, Johnny. Coming in hard. Whoa. They're coming in a little bit too regularly now, just over and over again. You kind of need to have eyes in the back of your head here.
A huge, sometimes cannibalistic shark with a supercharged head that tracks down their prey. The great hammerhead is a giant among sharks.
Thank you, man. That was very special. Woo-hoo-hoo!
To protect sharks, you need to know where they go. And to do that, I need to ditch my dive gear and head for the skies. I'm joining Stephen Kajura from Florida Atlantic University. Every year he flies over Palm Beach in Florida to monitor the migrating sharks. So we have a special gyro-stabilized camera. It's called a Cineflex camera, which is mounted on the front of the helicopter. And although we're bumping up and down all over the place with the wind buffeted over the top of the sea, it's managing to get a completely steady shot. Down below is a playground for the rich and the famous. But little do they know that just off the coast is one of the greatest gatherings of sharks on the planet. And it doesn't take Stephen long to spot them.
There's sharks on this side. There you can see them right in here.
Holy moly! I was not expecting that. Wow. These are blacktip sharks. From up here, they look like tadpoles. But each one is actually about the same size as me. They're fast, agile hunters, preying on small fish like herring. In spring, they gather in their thousands before starting on an epic migration 300 miles up the coast of America to North Carolina, where they'll spend the summer. Well, I was expecting a lot of sharks, but I wasn't expecting that many. That's amazing. Look at them all. Johnny, get a shot of that.
That's not even one of the big schools yet. It gets much bigger than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The collective noun for a shoal of sharks is a shiver. And that is, without doubt, the biggest shiver of sharks I've ever seen. That is really quite something. This is, in fact, the biggest gathering of coastal sharks on the planet. How many sharks do you reckon there are in that one shot?
That one shot, about 300.
300?
Yeah.
That's amazing. So if you had to take a guess at how many are below us right now in this one big shoal?
A couple thousand.
Couple of thousand
Couple
sharks.
thousand right here, yeah.
That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I'm so used to hearing nothing but bad news stories about sharks.
Right.
It's good to come somewhere where there are lots of them.
That is. It's very encouraging.
Yeah. Despite being deadly predators in their own right, these sharks are prey for even bigger ones, like great hammerheads. So they stay close into the shore in the shallows for protection.
And you see all the bathers on the beach as well. People on the shore, sharks in the water.
If those people had any idea of what was swimming alongside them, they'd completely lose it. But the people here are perfectly safe. I spent an awful lot of my life trying to convince people that sharks are not a significant threat to us as human beings. And you can kind of see right here that has to be true. You know, the beach is lined full of people who are using these waters constantly, and just meters away from them are hundreds and hundreds of sharks. It's really great to see such huge numbers of sharks coexisting happily alongside people. But this spectacular gathering of blacktip sharks is in danger from a deadly threat: climate change and the warming of our seas. So, what are the potential changes here as the water temperature starts to increase?
As the temperature starts to increase here, it's driving the sharks farther north. They're finding their preferred temperature at higher and higher latitudes.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting looking in the future as global climate keeps increasing the water temperature. We're going to see this shift in these sharks' migration as they're going to higher and higher latitudes where they never were historically.
If the shark's migration pattern changes, that could affect the delicate balance between predator and prey here. So it's one of those things, one of those quirks of climate change where the complexity is more than we can currently understand, but it's likely to have knock-on effects throughout all of the sea here.
Exactly. Lots of effects that we can't even imagine at this point.
This incredible spectacle deserves to be considered one of the greatest wildlife events on the planet. And it's been happening like this, as far as we know, for millennia. But it's started to change now. And that has to be symptomatic of the larger, potentially catastrophic changes in our oceans. Sharks are under threat from climate change and their habitats being destroyed. But by far the greatest threat to sharks comes from humans, killing them on a devastating scale. They're caught for their meat, and often just for their fins. These are used to make shark fin soup, which is considered a delicacy across much of Asia. A kilo of shark fins can sell for up to £500. Often the fin is removed and the rest of the shark simply thrown back in the sea. Scientists think that as many as 100 million sharks could be killed every year. That means by the time you've watched this program, 5,000 sharks have been wiped out. But there is hope. And we find it back in the Bahamas. My crew and I are kitting up for a very special dive in a place that's close to my heart. That is one big expanse of blue, just stretching off as far as the eye can see all the way to the horizon. In all of that, going looking for sharks might seem a little bit needle in a haystack. But out there is a shallow sandbar, which is probably the world's greatest shark dive, and it's called Tiger Beach. The fact that fishing for sharks isn't allowed in the Bahamas is one of the reasons sharks thrive here. But the Bahamian people have gone one step further. By encouraging people to come and dive with the sharks, they've turned the islands into a must-see destination for shark lovers. And this could be crucial for the sharks' continued survival here. We've just arrived at Tiger Beach, and it's instantly obvious that this place has really changed. I've been coming here for over a decade, and to begin with, you know, you'd be here completely on your own. Now there are 10 boats here, and although that does make you think, oh, maybe the shark dive's not going to be quite so good, there's 10 boats, could be 100 people, each one of them bringing an enormous amount of money here to the Bahamian economy. And that is a massive part of the potential that shark diving has here. You know, every single one of these people is a part of the puzzle to making sure that sharks are worth more alive than dead. A shiver of lemon sharks has arrived already. They're drawn in from down current of us by their sense of smell, which is unbelievably strong. Their nares or nostrils can detect one single drop of blood in an Olympic swimming pool-sized area of water. Ah! He just got my wetsuit! Oops. Look at that! I've got a war wound in my wetsuit. Maybe I won't sit quite so close to the edge next time. That's enough hanging around at the surface. It's time to get kitted up. So I'm going to be wearing this chainmail sleeves to protect my hands and my arms. This is really just better to be safe than sorry. Although the sharks we're here to see can bite through the shell of a turtle. So I'm not sure it's going to help much. Here at Tiger Beach, the sharks are also tempted in by food. Feeding sharks like this is controversial. Some people don't like it because it can change the behavior of sharks, putting people and sharks in danger. But here in the Bahamas, feeding the sharks is a vital part of their conservation.
We've got a real mix around us right now.
As soon as we get in the water, we see nurse sharks, bull sharks, and more great hammerheads.
You can get a sense instantly of why this place is so important to the Bahamas. It's like the greatest safari ever.
But these aren't the sharks we're here for. It's this one. The tiger shark. the biggest shark that patrols these waters.
Look at the size of this one. It's like a massive swimming cow.
Growing to 6 meters, it's an intimidating looking creature.
Wow! What an absolute monster. Such a magnificent animal. A tiger shark is unmistakable in form. It has the dappling running down its sides, which gives it its tiger name.
And those stunning stripes aren't just for show. They help camouflage the tiger shark in the dappled light of shallow water, breaking up its outline and allowing it to get close to unsuspecting prey. Such as these young albatross taking their first flights. They're spectacularly successful predators. Most of the time.
Tiger sharks are the ultimate generalist. They'll feed on just about anything they can find in the water. And those teeth, they're curved like can openers. And that enables the shark to tear through the toughest materials. I think this one just tried to take a sneaky bite out of me.
And tiger sharks aren't fussy eaters. They've been found with tin cans and even car number plates in their stomachs.
At present, we have a current carrying the scent and the smell from the bait off that way. So all the sharks are approaching, following the smell. Oh, so this is a well-known shark around here. This tiger shark is affectionately known as buttface because of the cleft in the front of its snout. Very, very easily identified. And it's known as being potential trouble. So now we have 2 big tiger sharks and a great hammerhead. It's all starting to get a little bit spicy down here. You really do need eyes in the back of your head. You're right, Johnny. You good? That is quite a set of teeth. Just never know what's going to happen next. They're quite pushy when they want to be. Sometimes they just won't take no for an answer. We now have 6 different tiger sharks all circling around us, so you have to be very vigilant, always looking over your shoulder for where the next one might come from. You can see how eager they are to get into the bait box, pushing and shoving their way around like big dogs. Very, very big dogs. Absolutely magnificent. Unquestionably one of the most fabulous and famous sets of teeth on the planet. Definitely deadly.
A cleverly camouflaged hunter with serrated teeth to slice through shell and bone. The tiger shark. As deadly as these supreme ocean predators are, diving with sharks is a secure way for us humans to meet them in their own world. And encouraging tourists to appreciate sharks could be a way of ensuring their survival all over the world.
It's easy to see why shark diving in the Bahamas is such a great draw for tourists. It has to be one of the most dramatic wildlife encounters in the whole world. Where else could you get this close to a predator of this sort of size? Scientific studies have shown that a big tiger shark like this is worth a couple of $100 if caught by a fisherman. But through its life, it could be worth several $100,000 for shark divers.
Each year, 20,000 people come to the Bahamas to dive with sharks, contributing nearly £90 million to the local community.
And the money these wonderful animals bring in is a critical part of their conservation. Here in the Bahamas, unquestionably the sharks are worth more alive than they are dead. And that's hugely important to the survival of these extraordinary animals.
We can all do our bit to help sharks by sticking up for them. We need to tackle overfishing, find alternatives to shark fin soup, and encourage the love and respect for sharks that's worked so well in the Bahamas. It's kind of hard to get your head around it when you see the water filled with sharks like this, that they could be in any danger at all, but this is definitely not the full story. Around the world, at least a quarter of all shark species are in imminent danger of extinction. We're losing at least 100 million of them from the world's oceans every single year. The model here in the Bahamas clearly works. We need more shark sanctuaries like this if these animals that have been around for 400 million years are to have a future. Join me next time for Deadly 60. Quick, quick, quick!
Work, work, work.
A new dawn awaits.
The battle of light versus dark has begun.
We are going into the storm.
I'm still coming for my rubies.
Who will reach the knot first? The world's future is at stake, but there are many tests along the way.
I can't get him off my head.
Who's with me? You have to choose.
I'm not a real vampire, just a girl. I have to keep her on her path.
And danger is never far.
All that power.
She'll come back to save us.
Shiny trap.
Brand new Heirs of the Night. Streaming now on BBC iPlayer.
Hello there, it's me, Ben Kajee, giving you the best educational mashup of CBBC and Bite Size Daily. There's so much to look forward to. We've got 3 episodes for 5 to 7-year-olds, 7 to 9-year-olds, and of course 9 to 11-year-olds as well. And the lockdown learning does not stop there, because there are loads of fantastic CBBC shows to look forward to, like Celebrity Supply Teacher. We've got Horrible Histories, Art Ninja as well. It's going to be absolutely brilliant. And you can even head to the BBC Bite Size website. Maybe you're learning about multiplication in maths, or space in science, or geothermal energy in geography. Whatever it is, head to the website, you can check it out. Now, today's first lesson is all about materials, specifically metal, and I'm thinking heavy metal, and I can tell you, I dabble a little bit myself. Oh yeah, check this out, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Woo! Yeah, woo! Glastonbury, can you hear me?